With Tua, a lot of people thought that the concussions were going to be what did it for him. We say, hey, you keep getting concussed on these different plays. They look very bad. When they happen, it's happened to you multiple times. And a lot of people think that that's what the catalyst of him kind of having to hang it up was going to be,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And it's looking like this scratch as he comes into, as we come into week 16 here. That's the week we're coming into, right? Week 16 as we're recording. This scratch looks to be a healthy one. He doesn't look there. Doesn't look to be any problems besides his play. What's interesting is, when you look at the games, there's games here, just looking through the games in the season. There's games where there's glimpses. It's going to be the consistency, if anything, because there's games where there's glimpses of the Tua that we knew, especially the year that him and Tyreek went game busters.
Yep.
But then there's abysmal ones.
Yeah.
Worse than what we were just talking about with Phil. Like, he's got worse games than Phil Rivers, like, in here. Like worse. Phil Rivers came in at 44 and played better than some of these games that Tua has had. That's concerning, right? Especially for the money you're paying.
Yes.
But do you give up on the guy? How old is he?
27. I looked that up today.
I don't know about that, man. I don't know, but and at $100 million dead cap hit.
Dead cap, yeah. It's just that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. And the previous dead cap record, I think it was almost half that. So that's a lot of that. That's a big jump.
Yeah. Yeah. Huge jump.
If they were decide to make that move, it's a massive jump. So that being said, what do you do now? Just put them on ice? Bubble wrap them? Try to shop now? Like,
you're kind of putting the writing on the wall. You pretty much took the ball out of the guy's hand, right? You try to turn into a running team. You didn't trust him, and when you see him pass, it's again. I don't know if it's the confidence has gone down with him. I don't know. It's just when you see him back there on the throw, you just see like the defense light up, like, oh, we're gonna get opportunity, and that's never a good thing. Listen, you and I know we've talked ad nauseum. We love SEC guys. We pull for SEC guys.
Oh yeah, Roll Tide for sure.
I'm
definitely waiting to have them. And then when it comes to seeing anybody with the SEC banner across the league, we definitely are rooting for their success.
We love Sapper, we love Burrow, we love Tua, Hurts. Like, if you are in the SEC, we don't care if you beat our school, if you played against our school, you played with our school.
Yeah, it was the same with Megatron and them,
Right. We back you when you get to the NFL. So again, of course, I'm a lefty because I love him for that, but I don't know. It's just, something's not there. And it's never been there since he left Alabama. And I don't know if it's the concussions. I don't know what it is, but this year they definitely took the ball out of his hands. And you saw, I don't know if you watched that Monday night game against Pittsburgh. That was just, they were daring him to win the game. They were like, okay, Tua, you beat us. We're taking H.A. out of the game. Beat us. You beat us because we don't think you can. And he pretty much proved it. And the coaching don't trust him because you can see by the pass plays they put in there, they don't trust him. And at this point, I don't know. Do you just take the hit and you just tank next year? Because, the following year you have just the supposed to be the lottery for the quarterback's position, or do you? I mean, let's face it. You're not. If you trade him, you're not getting anything for him. Do you cut him and then he goes to the open market? I mean, that's that. I think that's your only choices here. It's either you got three choices. You tank and you sign a bridge quarterback, Brissett, just throwing a name out there, or Zach Wilson since he's starting on the team, whatever. Or you try and trade him, which you're not getting anything back for him. No one's going to take on that contract willingly, and you cut him. I don't think bringing him back at this point is even an option. You demoted him. You demote him to third string. I mean, if I'm missing something, tell me. But I just don't. At this point, I just don't. I think you're done. He's taking you as far as you can go as a talent evaluator, as a quarterback. I love the guy, but he hasn't been the same. That's not the Alabama quarterback we watch. That's not the guy. Like, I remember when Georgia beat Alabama in the championship game. I remember going up by 2 points. I remember being up by 8. And remember, you guys had 2 minutes left in the ball game. I remember being scared, going, "Holy crap! You guys have 2 minutes plus to come down on the field and tie the ball game." I remember being scared of that Tua. That Tua is not there anymore. And correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, if I'm missing something, you tell me. But that's missing. I remember being scared that you guys were going to come back and tie the ball game, go to overtime, and beat us again. So I don't see that too anymore.
I really want to root for the guy, because just to piggyback off what you said, the SEC players, I definitely root for Bama, then I root for SEC, then I root for guys that come through Georgia in any form or fashion, where there be a guy like Trevor Lawrence, Cam,
right,
Megatron, even in the ACC, Stafford at Georgia, no matter whether these are people that have played for my school or played directly in the SEC, guys that are coming through Georgia in general are special, and guys who coming through Bama are special, and it's sad, but it's hard to rationalize, I guess, putting the guy at risk for injury if you're thinking about moving him, or maybe you just want to see what you got at the kid in Ewers. Maybe we're reading too much into it, but it's hard to say that this is not the right decision. It's hard to say it isn't, because I mean, your last game was abysmal, but it's not just that. But it's at this point, let's just see what we got with the other kid. You know what I mean? Let's just see. It's not like Tua's 37, but let's just see what we got with the rookie at this point. I mean, maybe we have something, maybe we don't. But at this point, we just got to see. And this is not, I don't think the end. I mean, 27 is tough to write them off. And I'm going to be partial for the reasons that we just stated, to just writing them off completely. But, I mean, it's hard because when you look at the performance and you mix that with the concussions, it's an even riskier play. You know what I mean? Like, it's if he just had this, maybe he's going through a spell, right? And maybe he can come back from it.
Yeah.
But when you couple this with the concussions, I mean, it's just a different equation here, a different risk,
right?
A different amount of risk wanting to take this on,
Yeah. And again, he has that second dance, right? Because we've seen this. With Darnold, with Baker, with Geno, with all these guys who have these second chances, and maybe again he finds a different team and finds a chance. I just don't think it's with Miami. I just don't see that with them.
Man, maybe not, right? Maybe that's wild. Maybe change of scenery is good for everybody. Ewers comes in, if he does decent, and there's a trade market there of some sort, to find a partner for Tua, which I think is very possible. And when you've seen stranger things happen,
You have.
So it could happen. and he goes somewhere and kind of builds up his reputation again, there could be an act 2 for him somewhere. It'll just be interesting to see, given the physical history that he's had.
Right. And it just feels like it's just trended backwards this year, And again, I know lost his number one receiver, a lot of injuries, but
yeah, I mean that's tough on a lot of teams. But Waddle's still a pretty good receiver, so I can't. My boy Waddle wasn't there. Maybe I can give him, but I think Waddle's still pretty good. Whereas a lot of teams, when they lose their number one receiver, it's over. It's just like they don't have anybody there at that second position. There's not a lot of teams blessed out there with 2 guys. And he would need to look better than he has. I think that's kind of what it is too. Like he had multiple games where he's thrown for under 130 yards.
Right. Because they're running the ball. They were literally taking the ball out of his hands, going, "We're gonna run the ball, gonna do some bubble screens," and their defense has played really well. So and that's saved them a lot of games this year. And again, Pittsburgh was like, "Hey, we got your number. We know what you're doing. Okay, we're gonna load the box. You're not gonna run on us, and we're gonna make Tua beat us. Make it, And that they called their bluff, and it worked. So again, I'm always gonna pull for SEC guy, and and listen, it's not like we haven't seen him have his moment. That's the thing. It's not like he came in and like Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson never had a moment. You're never looking at Zach Wilson going, maybe,
correct.
Right? I mean, see, Gino had a moment. Darnold had a moment. Baker had a moment. So you could wrap your head going, oh, he finds the right team. Maybe it works for him, and maybe that happens with Tua, and maybe he just finds the right offensive coordinator that figures out what he does well, what he doesn't do well, and just look at your team. Your coordinator figured it out with Rodgers, and they looked really good out there, and they figured out what Rodgers does at age 41, and maybe he just needs to go to a team that goes, okay, I can do this. This is what I don't do well. Let's concentrate on the 3, 4, 5 things I do well. And again, I'm still pulling for the guy. The talent's still there. I'm not going to lose. That's one thing. If he didn't have the talent, if I didn't see it at some point, I'd be like, he's a wash. But I've seen those games. I've seen him play against LSU and almost beat Joe Burrow on that perfect LSU team. So it's like we've seen him play at his best. We've seen him win national championships. So it's there, and I'm not gonna write it off yet.